Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the month of November for your forecast readings. I am Aries Nicole, and this channel is Midwest Medium. Each month, I put out different readings, and so if you don't see your star sign in this video, just look around on my page, and you will definitely find your star sign there. So the format is I just lay out 4 cards, and we talk about what your forecast is for the month at hand, and then don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so that way you can be updated next month on your readings. I would also like to pull some special attention to this month's sponsor, which is Those Blasted Things out of Laverne, Minnesota. They provided me today with this lovely citrine rock. Citrine is actually the stone for November. So be sure to stop down by their shop and check out their crystals and all their little fun little things that they have down there. I buy all of my crystals from Those Blessed Things. They are great to work with. Absolutely love them. So with that, we'll get on to the readings. So recently, I've been kind of encountering a lot of people saying like, oh, they want to manifest things and that they really want to make sure that they make a lot of money or that they get the job that they want. Things aren't working out so well. Why haven't the things that I've been wanting, is manifesting for me? And there was actually somebody who thought that they were getting signs from spirit that they should move on, basically quit their job. And then they just expected that the universe was going to just drop the new job into their lap without having a plan in place. And I've been seeing this progression for this individual for the last, couple of months. And I'd seen them, talk about wanting to leave their job, thinking that this is a sign from the universe because and only because that their job was shitty, that they were being treated awful by their boss, weren't getting paid what they deserved, and that was the universe's way of telling them that it's time to move on and that they should make that move now rather than later. And so it kind of really disturbed me because first of all, the really important thing to know is that the universe isn't magic. Like, yes, the universe is magical and the universe can do magical things, but things aren't going to happen for you at the snap of a finger. If I say I want a new and wonderful job, I visualize for myself a new and wonderful job right now. That doesn't mean that the universe is just going to plop a new job in my lap. That's not how it works. The universe takes your order and says, new job, right? Okay. Well, let's see here. Okay, well, let's put some wheels in motion and see what we can do. And so then over the next, it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years. And you're going to have to stay at that current spot where you're at because there's a lesson to be learned. So you can't just rip out the rug underneath yourself and quit your job because it sucks and you think the universe is telling you it's time to move on. You actually need to stay there and suffer for a little bit until you can create your next opportunity. We hear all the time in the holistic community about how someone was, they started following, they created this practice where they're basically healing, I don't know, we'll say like crickets, right? Something goofy. So they started this whole, healing practice of healing crickets. And then, but they're also working a day job. And then eventually, the day job starts to suck more and more and more, but their cricket business starts to really pick up. So that's a sign from spirit that, yes, it's time to move on. It's time to cut your ties with your traditional job and move into your next job. And then that's when all the opportunities start coming along, which you get more clients, you get paid better for what you're doing. You can actually make a sustainable living off of it. We hear these stories constantly. If you haven't heard these stories before, look up stories on like manifestation, new job. You'll definitely hear a lot of success stories about this. But what I think a lot of people get very impatient about, because in our day and age, we're very used to, oh, I want food, I'm going to get food. Food's right here. We get things just so immediately that we forget that the universe doesn't work on our time. The universe works on its own time. And so when you put a request out to the universe and you say, I want a new job. I need a new job. This is why I need to move out of this job. The universe takes that in and says, okay, I will give that to you, but it's going to take some time. And so doing your crystal grids and doing your manifestation prayers and constantly asking for it reassures the universe that you want this new job. But what you can't do is like I said, rip the rug out from underneath yourself to basically strong arm the universe into forcing it to give you what you want. That's not how it works. If you do that, the universe is going to be like, ooh, sorry, I guess you're not ready for it. And they're going to put it on the back burner because you haven't learned the lesson. So the important thing is that yes, things are going to suck right now, but you need to suffer for a little while because there's a lesson to be learned. And it's only until you suffer and only until you've seen that lesson will the universe finally say like, oh, yes, they're ready. Here it is. Here's the thing that you asked for. You're ready for it. Thank you so much for being patient. And here is your reward. And that's essentially how manifestation really works in full circle. So if you have more questions about it, definitely hit me up on my Facebook page, send me a message, we can interact. I can help you figure out more manifestation things. But other than that, on to the readings. This is for the month of November 2018 for the Aries sign. So we're just going to kind of take a look here. This deck that I'm working with is by, I don't have it memorized, so it is actually by, it's called the Psychic Tarot, and it's by John Holland. So we're working with these cards this month, and I'm just going to do the same format that I've been doing with just the 4 cards, and then we'll see what we get. So we just want to know, what does the Aries sign have to look forward to in the month of November 2018? Okay, so I'm going to turn these cards around because I think that's how we like them, right? So upside down usually just means we need to pay more attention to them. So this is, hang on, so you can see a little bit better on the camera. Okay, so what we're looking at here is, I feel like there's some struggles that you're kind of going through. I feel right now for the month of November, I feel like some of you are struggling with being taken seriously as an authority figure, or that you want to be taken, or that you are an authority figure and you're having troubles being heard. So what it is that's kind of a challenge to you because you really feel like, no, I know what I'm talking about. Nobody's listening to me. Like, it's just falling on deaf ears. And so with this card, this is kind of bringing attention to that you kind of need to put the brakes on and be a little bit more humble about not being seen as an authority figure right now, because eventually your true light is going to shine and people will start to take you seriously. This is what this Triumph card kind of means. These 2 cards are in conjunction with each other. It's kind of calling attention to, you're going to have to understand that right now, people aren't going to hear your voice, but this is the challenge that you're facing, which you're going to be able to triumph over this, and this will definitely bring you more success in the future. So these next 2 cards here is, oh my gosh, I'm going to read this one. It says emotional withdrawal and fulfillment of wishes. I think this fulfillment of wishes is also dealing with these 2 cards here, but it's also dealing with the emotional withdrawal. This is a time where I know this is gonna suck a little bit, because Thanksgiving, typically for the United States, this is our month of Thanksgiving, and so this is where we get to be with all of our family and friends, and we get to be around a lot of people. But this is actually a time where you're going to need to take some time and kind of work on yourself. But it's okay that it's okay to take that time for yourself, even though that there's a lot of people around. Sometimes it's best to just kind of put on the brakes. I'm not saying avoid all of your your obligations for the holidays. I'm just saying take some extra time for yourself. And I know that for some of you, that's a little bit difficult. You're like, right, taking time for myself, when's that going to happen? Well, you actually have a lot of time that you're not budgeting correctly. So like, for example, for me with having to, meditate every day, I was like, right, like I have that kind of time. Well, I do. I wake up a little bit earlier each day. And honestly, like, the thought of not having, enough sleep really doesn't affect me because I'm getting so much more out of my morning meditations than I were if I were to have gotten an extra hour of sleep. So find time in your day to spend some time with yourself, where whether it's you buy a couple books that you've always wanted to read and then spend like maybe 20 minutes every night reading those books. It doesn't have to be self-help books. It just needs to be something that that you get a little time with yourself for once, right? Fulfillment of wishes deals with your desire to want to be seen as an authority figure, and that will happen. Also, I feel like there are some goals and things that are definitely coming to fruition for the month of November. And I've talked with other psychics about this because it seems like November is a really big month for a lot of people concerning meeting their goals. Isn't that exciting? I mean, it's not just related to just one particular sign, but the month of November is where all of that hard work and all of that energy that you spent on that goal that you want to have fulfilled is going to basically start taking place, and the ball is really going to roll for you in November. So with that is your reading for the month of November 2018, and thanks so much for watching. Well, those are your readings for the month. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of the latest videos that are coming out. And I want to say a special thanks to all of my sponsors, which is Those Blasted Things in Laverne, Minnesota, providing the lovely citrine stone here that you see today. Warwolf Productions, who helps put the videos together. And then also Last Up Studios, who provides me with this amazing space. You see these colors back here? See how much work that is? It's a lot of work. That's awesome. I love it. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next month. Bye.